All right, I think they see us. Good evening, everyone from everywhere in Asia.
Yeah.
We have with us a special guest, Peter Ludwig. Hi, Ali. Hi, Colin. And hi, everyone. Yoi is here as well. Okay, now, so we're going to be spending about an hour together on the topic of procrastination, which is one of the biggest barriers to achieving success in life.
So guys, confess to us, who procrastinates?
Yeah, me. I mean, the fact that we are here means that we procrastinate, but not bad enough that they did not come for class.
Yes.
Right? So now I have a question for all of you. What is an area of your life or a task that is at hand right now that you are procrastinating? For me, it's gymming. I've been procrastinating gymming. Like I'm amazed by myself by the number of reasons I can give on why I should not be gymming on a work day.
Then you should hire a personal trainer.
I did too.
And you still procrastinate.
Yeah, so I'm actually very excited to hear your lecture because I want to see how to improve. Yeah. Alan T says, Eric, sleeping. I'll tell you, sleep is another one that we procrastinate.
There is scientific paper and they call this bedtime procrastination. When you are postponing time to going to the bed.
What did Jean say? Exercising and being more proactive. Gina says waking up early. David says exercising. So I guess we're not alone. That we are giving away some books. I have the privilege of reading it in 2019. And remember to stay all the way to the end if you would like to get a copy of his book for
signed copy. Okay? So you can sell it for even more money.
Yes, signed. So to those of you who probably are curious about like how I got to know Peter, right? So did I tell you the story? So it was in 2019. I was speaking in Prague for a conference. And during the after party at that place where you have a very tall tower, what's the tallest tower in Prague city?
Well, it's V Tower.
Yeah, some kind of media tower.
Yeah.
So what happened was this, okay? A lot of the students, they say that, hey, Eric, do you know this guy called Peter? And I was like, no, who is he? Should I know him? He said that he's the most popular author in our country. You must meet him. And they got me your number. And I text you and I say I'm from Singapore, and then shall we meet up for a beer, right? Yep. And what's that place that you brought me? Do you still remember?
It's waterfront of the main river in the city.
I see. It was a beautiful place. We had beer. He introduced me to his favorite food, bread and cheese. And what happened was the following days later, we did a book exchange. And this is the book that we exchanged, Procrastination and Charisma. So I'm very, very happy to have you with me today. Just a very short introduction of who he is, and then we're going to go into a short lecture. He's going to go through some of the key points and lessons from this book and procrastination now, and then we're going to go into Q&A. So stand by your questions, okay? A little bit about Peter Ludwig. This gentleman, he is a celebrity in Prague. Check. He has written this book called End Procrastination Now that has been translated more than 20 languages. How many right now?
It's like 25.
25 languages, for crying out loud. That's more than Netflix options, you know. And on top of that, he has sold more than 400,000 copies of the book, delivered more than 700 speeches. You are all very privileged to be able to hear his speech. He has worked with very prestigious clients like Google. I think you had GSK, you even worked with Princeton, speaking to professors, the smartest people in the country. So I think we're very privileged to have you, and thank you so much.
Because everyone procrastinates.
Even professors.
Even professors, yeah.
Have you ever spoken to a Singapore audience before? Or an Asian audience, actually an Asian audience?
Yeah, Asian audience, I did. Yeah, I went to Vietnam, I had a keynote there, I had some interviews for some podcasts. And now it's my second trip to Singapore, but I want to stay here much longer because I truly love the country, man.
Yeah, so we took him for chili crabs. I brought him to eat durian as well. Yeah, what was your
first durian?
What was your experience of durian?
The honest one?
Honest one?
I enjoy that a lot, man.
You sure?
I will, as you enjoy the cheese and bread in my country.
Yes,
yeah.
But cheese and bread is something very normal and common. Oh, but
yeah. It's also like smelly
yeah, not everybody likes cheese, right?
So I have like 5 to 10 minute presentation about key concepts from my book. So how to truly stop procrastinating, because there is a lot of science how we can do that. We live in the era of procrastination. So if you see the data, people living in this day and age, they procrastinate much more than 5, 10, 20 years ago. Because of what? Because of social media, because of those algorithms, because of the cheap dopamine that is constantly chasing us.
Yes.
So that's a huge problem of today's world, the cheap dopamine. my life mission is to truly help people to overcome their procrastination. So I wrote a book, and now the book is bestseller all around the world because Netflix, we have the same YouTube, we have the same TikTok, we have the same Instagram. So we are all the same. We are all big procrastinators all around the world. So that's why the book has so many translations, many Asian languages like Chinese, Korean, Japanese, and Vietnamese version is coming soon. Thai version is published. So
cool.
And in Singapore, you can get it in your Amazon. So of course, in English. So, and let me sum up my life story, my life journey. So I'm based in Prague, but I lived 2 years in New York City. It was amazing experience. The book, when it was published, I arrived at JFK at the main airport, and the book was everywhere. Like next to bestsellers like Michelle Obama, Simon Sinek, my book. I was thinking like now I'm already famous in the US, but it didn't happen that quickly because you have to push truly hard because you have so many competitors there. You have Nobel Prize winners, you have New York Times bestseller authors, and it was kind of tough. And when it tipped, and I was having a lot of keynotes, COVID hit, and I lost everything, all opportunities. So I had to start from scratch. And still, it was very challenging, and I truly enjoy the process because whenever you fail, you have to stand up again and try again and try again, and that's my life.
So true.
Yeah, and I love it. So my book can be summarized with this beautiful saying from Albert Einstein: "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough." So the book is full of simple pictures, simple diagrams. I drew them all, so it's like my little artwork. And I love to explain things visually because if you see a diagram or picture, you will remember that almost forever. So if you read a text, you forget everything. Yes. So that's why my book and my work is very visual, and I love these visuals. So this is the definition of procrastination. We have tasks to do, we have time dedicated for those tasks, and at the end, what we do, postponing.
All the way to the end.
Yeah. And we often think that under the pressure, our performance goes up, but that's not true. There is a lot of scientific evidence that stress and stress hormone cortisol undermines our creativity, undermines our focus, and at the end, we are much worse. So never work under the pressure if you want to use your brain, because if you are stressed, the first thing that the brain does is it switch off the higher parts, the cognitive parts. So you are much worse in cognitive performance then. So this is why we should be smarter in terms of planning and in terms of finding purpose in what we are doing. So why do we procrastinate so much? What is the reason? Well, this is the most beautiful picture because, or maybe the most scary one, because this is called decision paralysis. Yeah, the more choices we have, the more tasks we have, the more emails we have, the more difficult it is to choose at all, and we are lost. So this is the source of our demotivation, and this is the source of the fact that we procrastinate even more. And we experience this kind of paralysis in all aspects of our life. If we do shopping, we are standing in front of 50 same kinds of ketchups, and we are unable to choose at all.
So true. Yeah.
So we are overwhelmed by choices, and in the end, we are unable to do anything. So that's why I love minimalism. I love to focus on only few priorities. And what is crucial is to have the courage to say no to other options, to say no to things that distract us from what is important. So this is truly scary, like decision paralysis, because we live in the era of freedom. We can travel, we can have access to all knowledge of mankind through internet, but at the end, we are scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, and we are wasting our lives and time by procrastination. So this is truly scary to me. And if we want to live a fulfilled life, we truly have to overcome our procrastination, because the data is crazy. Like people, they spend about 40 to 50 hours daily, not daily, weekly with procrastination. People between their 20s and 30s. So this is truly a problem, because we are not just wasting our time in life, but we are wasting our potential. So we are wasting our career, we are wasting our for example, if we are entrepreneurs, we are wasting our business potential. So to overcome procrastination, according to me, is the key skill for 21st century, for the success, for if you want to be successful, and then if you want to be fulfilled and happier in life, you should focus on fighting
And
procrastination.
this is so true because we have all the resources in the world right now
Right, yeah.
to achieve success. There are books, there are smart people. That's why I say that if
the knowledge in our pocket.
Yeah, but why is it that we still don't have multi-billionaires with six-pack apps, right? Even though all the insights are there, the biggest problem is
procrastination.
Exactly. So
how to solve it?
Yeah.
If I do interviews, they often ask me, can you summarize your book into one sentence? This is the most stupid question ever because I spent 2 years of writing the book. Well, it was twice painful to procrastinate, writing a book about procrastination.
Yes.
But I finished the book, so I know something, and they want to summarize it into one sentence. Well, I was trying to find the answer, and I truly love one Japanese proverb.
Ooh.
It's a very ancient one and truly to the point, and it follows like this. Vision without action is a daydream, and action without vision is a nightmare. And this quote beautifully summarizes two main problems we all have. First is the first part of the proverb, vision without action. Yeah, we know what to do. We have New Year's resolutions. Everyone knows that he wants to exercise more. Everyone knows that we want to eat healthier. Everyone knows that we need to get up early and focus on our priorities. But at the end, we are unable to change our habits. So vision without action is a daydream. But what is even worse is action without vision. I was living in the US, in Manhattan, in New York City, a few blocks from Wall Street. And what you can find there are the most successful people. They have MBAs from Harvard. They have the best universities. They have PhDs. They are working in those big banks, corporations. But 1/3 of people in Wall Street, they take antidepressants. They take some pills because they lack purpose. And this is the second part of the proverb, action without vision. If you do something, and if you lack purpose, if you don't see any meaning in what you are doing on a daily basis, this is the main source of depression in Western world, recently according to science, lack in purpose. So basically, if you want to fight procrastination and if you want to have a fulfilled life, you need both two ingredients. You need strong vision. You need to know your why you do what you do. You need to know what are your strengths and how you can use them for helping others. And then you need to do action. You have to have the courage to start new things. You have to know how to change your bad habits into better ones. You need to know how to organize your tasks. So this is the solution, not just for fighting procrastination, but it is a solution of long-term life happiness. So this is basically the structure of the book. First part is about vision, how to uncover your vision, how to uncover your strengths. The second part is about action, how you can master your habits, how you can improve your daily time management, to decrease your decision paralysis on a daily basis. And the third chapter is about overcoming failures. If you fail, how to continue, how to stand up again, and how to be more resilient. So this is the structure of the book. And I have two best tips out of the book from those two main chapters.
Awesome. And you pause that first, okay? So before we go to tips, because we have quite a number of new people who just joined us, welcome to this very, very special impromptu Q&A session with my friend from Czech. His name is Petr Ludwig, and he's here in Singapore to visit for personal reasons, but I decided to bring him in to do some sharing.
I want to work here, man.
You want to work
here?
I
want to move here soon.
To Asia, we'll make sure you're here, all right?
I love it.
And so today, he's going to be sharing with you tips on how to end procrastination. So very happy to have you guys. As you are listening in to Petr, think about what is a task that you have been procrastinating so that you can see how you can apply this so that you can get some insights. And if you want to win yourself a copy of his book, right, we have some books to give away. You got to stay all the way to the end because we'll tell you exactly how to win a copy of his autographed book, okay, which is going to be worth a lot of money because this book has been written and translated to 25 languages around the world. It's pretty cool. So with that, we can't wait to hear your tips. So what are the tips and secrets of vision and action?
Well, for the vision part, for the purpose part, I start with very deep and strong story from my life. I experienced something that is called near-death experience. Luckily, I had a flight from Amsterdam to Prague, and after the takeoff, after 15 minutes, our right engine blew up. So, and there was fire. So I saw the fire from the window. And it was one of the strongest moments in my life.
Oh, God.
Because I truly thought that I'm going to die. I was in the moment that your ego is just melting. It's not scary. It's a little bit sad. You are, okay, it's coming. But you are promising that you will live a better life if you survive. And
how was everybody else responding around you when
everyone was scared. Everyone was sitting silent. And
Was the plane shaking?
yeah, a lot. It was very noisy.
So it's like turbulence with noise and fire in the engine.
And fire. So then, luckily, we landed in Amsterdam. So we went back to Amsterdam. We landed, and what happened then was that everyone was so happy. We were hugging each other. Of course, everyone was clapping. Even the pilot went out from the cabin and he shake his hand with everyone. And it was one of the strongest positive moments in my life. And this event, this experience was a key turning point in my life, because since then I don't want to waste my life with procrastination, because time is the most valuable resource we all have. So if you want to buy such a workshop or such a experience, it could give you even more profound ideas how to fight procrastination than my book at the end. But it's very difficult to simulate this kind of situation.
Yeah, then how do we, the rest of us, I mean, we want to be on a plane with a burning engine to then be connected to our wire, right?
Then you have easier way to read the book.
Come on, share with us. Okay, but meanwhile, you can share with us more if you can recall. So what can we do
to... The first idea of fighting procrastination and finding purpose in life is, let me see, understand that life is both finite and limited. So this is the situation. So this was truly real, and that was our road from Amsterdam, and somewhere on the border with Germany, engine blew up. So this, and we went back to Amsterdam.
Oh, and with one engine, the plane is still flying.
I didn't know that planes can fly with only one engine. Now I'm much smarter.
Oh.
And this is the most important picture from the book, because we were born in one moment, and the destiny we all share is that life will end somewhere in the future. We never know when. But what we can influence is time that we have. And this is the most important thing, because when you ask, like, what is the most important thing that you want to invest your time in, this is the definition of personal vision. And there is a lot of scientific evidence that if you know your vision, you have much more intrinsic motivation. You are able to overcome failures. You have a much lower risk of depression. So this is truly the main question of life. What is your purpose? And how you can live your purpose on a daily basis. So basically, let me sum up the idea with another drawing of mine. So there's purpose in life, and of course, very important part of purpose in life is purpose at work. So this is the first main idea behind the book. Value of time, courage to say no to meaningless activities, and live your purpose on a daily basis. And then, of course, you need action. You need to overcome your bad habit. So brain has capacity to learn. You can stimulate your brain, and you can truly rewire your brain, because the brain has capacity of neuroplasticity. So this is unstimulated brain, this is stimulated brain. So you can rewire your brain. So even though you are a biggest procrastinator, you can then, if you work on yourself, you can be much better. You can train your willpower as a muscle. So this is a crucial finding in neuroscience, that procrastination is not inborn, but it's something that you can basically untrained. You can change your habits, and you can decrease your procrastination profoundly. So good news, it's not inborn. It's not about our genes. It's more like a bad habit that you can overcome.
Wow, okay.
And how to overcome the bad habit of procrastination? I truly love this practical tool. It's called everyday heroism. So
what's that?
Everyday heroism means that you have your comfort zone and you have your discomfort zone. And every day you are trying to do something outside of your comfort zone. And even though if those are small things, still you are training your willpower in the long term. So every day you should overcome yourself. You should start a day with a colder shower. You should 2 hours of exercise, but 5 minutes in the morning. You should not call to 20 clients, but start with 2 calls. And if you focus on small steps, but if you are persistent, you can train your willpower, you can revive your brain, and at the end you are much more successful.
So let's unpack this a little bit more. So what you're saying is that procrastination is trained, right?
Right.
And that in order
it's a bad habit.
It's a bad habit. And so the way to reverse procrastination is to start doing things that's uncomfortable, to untrain ourselves.
Right, yeah. So, and focus on small steps. In scientific papers, they call this micro habits. So less is more. So don't do big things, because if you want to change everything from one day to another, the chance of failure is much higher. So if you focus on small steps, it's much easier, and the chance of success is much.
So, for example, if let's say my area of procrastination is in exercising, then what I should do is I don't have to exercise, but every day I could do a small thing. I could just maybe do one push-up.
You can wear some sportswear and go out and go back.
So
and then you can run a few hundred meters or feet. Then you can run a half kilometer. So focus on those small steps, and it's very good way because it's not painful. If you do small steps, everyone can do one push-up. Everyone can do then 10 push-ups. And after a few months, you can exercise 2 hours.
And because you build the momentum. So the key is every difficult task, we ask ourselves, what's the simplest action that we can take?
And if you overcome yourself, that is called little heroism. That's why it's called heroism, because to stand up with first alarm clock, it's a little heroism too, because everyone postpones alarm clock in the morning, snooze it, yes, of course. So then you get dopamine, but this dopamine is much better dopamine than from scrolling on your social media, because this is the dopamine that has value, because you overcome yourself. So this is not a cheap dopamine. This is truly the real dopamine that you want. And by this dopamine, you are rewiring your brain. So the more you overcome yourself, the easier is to overcome yourself even in the future. So if you focus on small steps, and if you have your vision in front of you, your purpose, then slowly you truly rewire your brain, and you can beat your procrastination. Not forever, but you can decrease it for, let's say, 90%. So this was the second main idea behind the book.
Love that.
So, and let me sum up this by a beautiful quote from Gandhi: overcoming fear is the first step to success. So to have courage to change your habits, to have the courage to say no, to have the courage to start a new project, to have the courage to be entrepreneur, to have the courage to contact your first clients, to have the courage to publish a video on social media, whatever. Courage is the source of long-term success, but start with small steps.
I love that. So we all can be a superhero.
Yeah, we can all stand up, and this is key for long-term leadership too, because then you can inspire your kids, you can inspire your friends, you can inspire people around you. And I think that leadership is about courage, and it's about courage to follow your dreams and to follow your values and follow your vision, because this is the way how we can change the world at the end. Like, this is why I'm here. This is why I wrote a book, because I truly believe that we should use our strengths to do something meaningful for others, and all together we can slowly change the world in a positive manner.
I love that. Beautiful.
So this is basically the end of my short presentation. So you can check the book. Here's a link, or you can follow me on my LinkedIn. It's probably better, and we can stay in touch. And if you have some more question, you can ask.
Yeah, we have enough time. I'm sure a lot of you guys would have questions.
And I'm looking forward to your questions.
I'm gonna.
You know my work very well. You were a guest in my podcast too.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Yes, I was on this podcast.
We have 1 hour interview 4 years ago, and I went through the interview, and it's still truly valid. So it's still to the point. So you can also listen to our interview. That is
Deep Talk, episode 61.
It's the opposite way. So Eric was my guest, and we are discussing his book. So thank you so much, my friend.
But today's focus is on you. Now that we kind of get a sense of, a sensing of what his book is about, it's about vision, right? Having a very big why and taking small steps towards that goal. And every action that you take with courage actually reduces that desire to procrastinate, right? So I thought that was cool. And I would like to invite you guys. We have about 83 of you guys watching us right now.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it's so last minute because we plan it like, hey, shall we do a Q&A together, right? And more people will be listening to the YouTube, watch the YouTube and listen to the podcast.
So we both love to improvise. I love it.
I love that too. I want to ask you guys a question, right? So if you have a question for Peter, you could actually drop it in the chat box. I will come back to you on your questions, okay? Yeah. And you see over here, like we were just asking earlier on, what is a task that people tend to procrastinate? So there is cleaning up, organizing the room, gymming regularly, what else? Thinking too much, sleeping, exercising, there's a lot of that. All right, so while the guys are asking questions, I have prepared a few questions of my own. So let's start with the first one, okay? You mentioned the importance of intrinsic motivation and finding purpose, right, in our task, in our work. So can you share with us practical strategies for connecting our goals to personal values and maintaining a sense of purpose so that we can overcome procrastination?
Right. This is a crucial idea. And again, there is a lot of scientific data how you can build a sense of purpose on a daily basis. And basically, there are three main sources of long-term motivation. First, that you should focus on intrinsic motivation. So don't listen to others, follow your own dreams. Because all of us, we are pushed to things that we don't want to do. For example, kids are studying schools or universities because of their parents, and it's not their motivation at the end. And then they lack motivation, they lack purpose. So I'm highly encouraging people to uncover their strengths, uncover their fields of interest, and follow their own dreams, because life is short to live dreams of others. So that's the first source of long-term motivation, is to focus on intrinsic rather than extrinsic motivation. So autonomy is very important in terms of finding purpose. The second part is to serve others, not to be just selfish, but ask yourself how you can use your strengths to improve things around you, how you can improve communities that you are part of, how you can build products that can be useful for people, how you can improve something in the society. So basically, people, if they are selfish, if they are focusing on just their goals, it's about their ego. But if you are focusing on serving others, you have much different neurobiology and neurochemistry in your brain. You have much more oxytocin released. You feel the sense of deep satisfaction in life. So selfish people, they are dying earlier. If you want to live a long life, focus on others, because the source of longevity, and we have a lot of evidence, is about serving others, being selfless rather than selfish. So this is the second. This
is a quotable quote, man. If you want to live longer, serve others. I mean, true, right? If not, why be on earth? You're just a leech.
But the whole Western world is about being selfish, about
me, myself, and I.
first. But that's not a source of long-term motivation. That's not a source of happiness in life. That's why those guys from Wall Street are depressed, because they are only focusing on themselves, but they don't have the sense of meaning and the sense of serving, and that's why they don't have those neurochemistry that is helping you to sustain long-term motivation.
I love that. What's the third one?
So the first was
autonomy,
intrinsic motivation rather than extrinsic. The second was purpose by serving others, not focusing on yourself. And the last one is mastery, like improve everything what you do on daily basis. For example, as you mentioned, I did 700 keynotes, and every keynote I try to improve a bit, a detail, add there some better quote, have a better joke there, or just try to express ideas more simply, or just improve everything, like those drawings or wherever. So mastery is also key for long-term motivation, because the better you are, the more positive emotions you have, the more dopamine you have, and you build stronger habit. So every keynote that I did was better for not the audience, but for myself. So I had more positive emotions. And that's the reason why I love my work every day more and more. The more I talk, the more keynotes I have, the more I love what I'm doing. And it's now almost 17 years, 18 years that I have my own company, and every year is better and better.
So, and let's break it down a little bit, right? So what we are talking about is the three key factors that makes us super motivated.
Right.
I can understand the second one, which is that when you set goals that serve others, based on science, oxytocin, which is a love chemical, gets released, and it engages, it causes you to want to work.
And
right?
it's also a neurochemical that decrease the effect of stress hormone cortisol, because cortisol is slowly killing you, because it makes your blood vessels like this.
Constrict.
But oxytocin is like this. So that's why if you have more oxytocin, you don't know what is a heart attack or stroke. because of
Wow, I
the
love
profile
it.
of your vessels. So oxytocin is basically the source of longevity.
Got it. So service. And then the third one, I love it, which is personal growth, right? That if we are constantly looking at ways that we can improve
in all aspects of our life.
we will also be motivated.
Right.
But explain a little bit about autonomy. So autonomy is having that freedom of control, right?
Yeah.
But how does it tie back to interests and our goals?
Well, I think that this is a huge difference between Asia and Europe.
Yes.
Because as I know, like Asian countries and cultures, you are following advices of your parents a lot, right? So, and sometimes like you do things not because of yourself, but because of the fact that you want made your parents happy.
Yes.
So, and at the end, people are studying universities they truly don't want and are not in their field of interest, and that's the problem. So I'm not encouraging people to be like rebels against their parents, but I'm encouraging people to follow their own dreams in life, because if you live life of your parents or the society, you never have the strong motivation, because you are doing things for others.
I get it
for
now.
yourself.
Can I share a quick story that I've not shared with before? I once attended a life coaching program in my university days because I was procrastinating a lot and I never seemed to have amount to any success.
Yep.
So there was an exercise that our coach got us to do. Took a piece of paper and asked him to write down all our goals. And I was the first to finish the assignment. I wrote down every single goal that I want, and I thought that I won, right? I was a champion of the class. And then the coach said, okay, for you, Eric, you go through your goals and write down who influenced you for that goal.
Right, that's it.
And halfway through the exercise, I broke down and I cried. Because I had an epiphany, I had a realization that every single goal that I wrote down was not mine. It was my mom, my dad, was to show my bully that I'm not weak. Society says I need to go through that. There was none that was mine, Peter. There was none. And that was the tears. The tears was like, what am I living my life for? I'm living my life for everybody else but me. And then he said, so Eric, you have not done your work. I'm asking for what goals you want, not what goals society want. Redo your assignment again. Right. So I became the slowest student in the class because I had to redo the whole thing. And so I love that.
But now you are here.
So. No, because I'm doing what I want. I'm not doing what society wants.
You can feel it. Yeah.
Not what doing my mom and dad want. So I guess that's it. Because I tell you, a lot of people here are in sales.
Yep.
And companies are constantly setting targets for them. Like every year, the target just get higher and higher, and obviously the company benefits from it. But what if we're human beings, we're not robots? Maybe that's not what we want. We are okay with just achieving this amount of results, and then we want to enjoy life. We want to serve others. We want to be a great father, a great mother, but society, company doesn't allow that. That's why we are stressed.
Yeah, but okay, you want to grow. It's the master, the third part. So you want to focus on your growth. You want to have a better numbers in terms of sales.
But the reason must be right, must be pure.
Yeah,
that's because I want to grow, not because my company wants me to do it, so I have no choice but to do it.
And what helped me a lot is now I have a successful company of 30 people. So it's difficult to motivate myself with money because I already have money for, let's say, another life. So it's not a source of my motivation. My source of motivation is to deliver more value to more people. So basically, I want to scale up the purpose, not money, but purpose. And I want to help as many people as possible. So, and this is much stronger and deeper motivation than to buy a bigger house and a bigger car.
And Peter, that actually connects with one of the questions by Claire. How can we find our vision, right? You found your vision. Your vision is to serve others and you want to add value to others. How about us? Like, how can we find our vision and our why effectively?
Well, 1/3 of the book is about how you can find the vision. And there are some practical tools. For example,
give us one.
The most favorite one is truly uncovering your strengths and asking yourself how you can use your unique strengths to serving others. So for example, my unique strength is that I can express ideas visually. So this is my unique strength. That's why the book has
a lot of pictures, guys. A lot of pictures.
And I ask myself, so, okay, my unique strength is that I read a lot of scientific papers and I can draw a few pictures out of them and everyone understands that. So how can I use this skill to serve others? So, well, I'm doing keynotes because I'm using my pictures, my diagrams to help people to understand complex ideas and to benefit out of that. So,
and that was how the book came about as well.
That's it. So unique strengths and how you can use them to serve others and to do something meaningful for you. And if you find this combination, I guess that money comes in the process.
No, so true, because I always believe that the amount of money you make is the market's feedback of your value.
Right.
The more value you give, the more money you make.
Of course, yeah.
Lots of questions are coming in, so we're going to take your questions now. I have two more, but we'll answer their questions. So we have Kai Ho. Hi, Kai. So Kai asked this question. In heroism, you mentioned dopamine from unlearning is much stronger than scrolling your social media. What are some strategies to steer towards heroism?
Well, I truly love one tool from Japanese culture. Basically, it's something like 3 heartbeats. If you are in a situation that you can act and you can do a little heroic act, you should do it in 3 seconds, like 3, 2, 1, and then go. So if your alarm clock is ringing in the morning, you have 3 seconds to get up and to do, let's say, 5 push-ups. So 3, 2, 1, get up, 3, 2, 1.
So you give yourself only 3 seconds.
Push-ups. Yes. And if you are in a shower, start with warm water, but at the end, 3, 2, 1, and do a little colder, the next day a little colder. And now I do cold shower truly every day, and I love it. And I'm at the end of the scale. But of course, sometimes I feel like, I don't want to do that. So 3, 2, 1, and then...
And it's just to unwire your brain to do the difficult things.
Because that's the way how to fight overthinking. The reason why people procrastinate is that they are creative and smart, but they are using their creativity and intellect against themselves. They are coming up with excuses in front of themselves. So you can always have a reason why not to exercise today. You can always have a reason why to postpone calling clients if you do sales. And if you use this simple method, 3, 2, 1, and just go for it, it's very simple and then you can overcome your procrastination and overthinking too.
I love like you guys, when you want to create content and you're like, but 3, 2, 1, just sit on the phone and record it.
Yeah, exactly. For creating content on social media like Reels or TikTok, you just have to do that. No one cares about the quality of the sound. You have AI for that.
Yes.
So you can fix it later, but you have to record it. So 3, 2, 1 and record it.
I love it.
That's done.
3, 2, 1. Okay, now we know the method. Thank you so much, Kai, for the question. K has another question. That's a question we wanted to ask as well. How do we redirect our focus from external criticism and expectation that might potentially lead to procrastination?
Well, extrinsic feedback is a good source of learning, yeah. But you should also focus on your intrinsic feedback, and this is source of your self-esteem. For example, after my talk, after the keynote, I know what I did. I don't need the applause at the end. I'm proud of myself that I already went on the stage. I prepared my slides. So don't focus on feedbacks of others that much. Focus on your own feedback. So being proud on yourself is also very crucial because you are the only one who knows what you did and why you did that.
Would you say that there's also another action that we can take outside of our discomfort? Because we are very naturally primed, to look for validation, right?
Yeah. Don't look for validation. If you are searching for extrinsic feedback, it's just because of learning. That's the source of learning, not your self-esteem. Your self-esteem is here. Like you can do that.
So we should give ourselves the pat. Something that I've learned as a speaker is never seek validation, seek education. So like whenever something happens and you're talking to a person, I don't need your validation, but I want you to teach me something. How can I be better?
Yeah.
That's more constructive, right? Than you just telling me, say, good job. I don't gain anything from you saying good job.
And that's it. And when I tell you that you made a mistake, you won't be offended.
Yeah, because I want to learn.
You are happy because now you can improve. So don't take feedback personally. It's not about yourself. It's about the thing that you can do the thing better next time.
It's so cool because the minute you set your frame as validation, it's always like or don't like. You already set yourself 50% time to fail, right?
And you have positive and negative emotions. So negative feedback is connected with negative emotion.
Yeah.
But why?
It's a roll of a dice.
It's a very important part of learning. So it should be connected with positive emotions.
So that's why education, because education allows you to even take negative feedback.
Yeah.
Because my frame is, I want to learn, even you give negative feedback, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I love that. That's how you stay positive.
And of course, we should share more positive feedback among our friends and say, Eric, I truly like you and I like your show and I'm so grateful to be here today.
Yes, exactly.
And we, or in our culture in Central Europe, a lot of people, they are focusing on criticism a lot. So, for example, my social media, if I share a video on YouTube, the comments are question, what is wrong there? So people are only sharing like, oh, there was a mistake. And at the end, they have very negative mindset.
Yes.
Because their mind is always about searching mistakes, but then they didn't appreciate positive things. So I encourage people to stop for a moment and ask themselves, what are things that you can be grateful for? What are things that you are grateful about others, about your friends, and go and tell them. Go and tell them positive things.
And if you really do want to seek validation, make sure you seek it from the right people, right? And even education as well, because why would you want to listen to an opinion of someone whose life you do not want to live?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like I will listen to you because I aspire your kind of life. So your validation, your education is important to me. But a person that you do not know, a stranger, or a person whose life is not even what you desire,
anonymous account on social media.
Yeah.
Why we listen to those people?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So true.
So criticism is important, but as a form of learning.
Yeah, and from the right people.
Education.
Oh my God, we have a lot more questions.
That's one from Alan. When is the best time
to procrastinate?
Well, I didn't mention the key difference between having a rest and to procrastinate. Because procrastination happens before work, and having a rest is usually after the work. So if you procrastinate, your energy drains. So you have a sense of regret, you have many negative emotions. So there's huge difference between procrastination and having a rest. So I encourage people to rest a lot, because if you sleep well, you have much more energy the next day, and you are able to push yourself even to bigger things. Yes. So it's not about not having a rest, but having a rest after the work, not before. Because before work, having a rest, that's procrastination.
So therefore, procrastination is only in the context of this is my working time and I should not be resting.
Yes.
But if I'm in my rest time, so, I can
for example,
rest.
there is a huge difference if you call, 20 clients, if you have 5 meetings, and then you watch Netflix. It's completely okay. Your energy goes up. But if you watch Netflix instead of meeting clients or calling them, well, your energy goes down because you procrastinate, and you know that, and you have regrets.
And you condemn yourself, and then
of course, you are undermining your self-esteem. So procrastination is also a source of low self-esteem. So if you want to be like not just a better person, but if you want to be long-term happy with yourself, just do more, procrastinate less, because this is a source of self-esteem.
And I've learned today, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and do that.
And that connect to the why. Like, why do I want to do all these things?
Yeah. Purpose is
purpose. Yowie has a question for you. Sometimes I procrastinate because I have 10 things to achieve. I'm overwhelmed with many to-do lists. What is one of the effective strategy to trick our mind to remove procrastination and take the first step out to do that one thing first?
Well, everyone has more tasks than we have time for those tasks. It's a kind of usual. If you are an entrepreneur, you have endless tasks.
Yeah, so true.
If you work in corporations, well, you have endless tasks. So you have to prioritize. And my main idea of fighting decision paralysis is to make a visual mind map of the day and focus on truly what is important and have a courage to say no to other priorities. So I have a special tool for that. I call that To Do Today. It's a visual mind map for planning your tasks. And it works because even though I have hundreds of tasks somewhere in my silo, in my long-term to-do list, every day is similar. I get up and I ask myself, so what are my priorities for this day? And I make a, let's say, like road through the day. And I know that I want to start with this task because this is the most important task. Then I do this task, then that task. And it's like visual. I can show it in the book.
Yeah, because, can.
Because it's very, very important tool.
We can zoom it.
Yep.
It's a very good task management.
Basically.
Oh, there you go. We can zoom in. Yep.
Here. So you have
to do today.
Yeah. It's a like visual mind map of tasks. I truly love visual explanations, and this is much better than have a simple list of tasks, because then it's easier to focus on what is important.
And so you list down every day the task that you think is important.
Every day I have such a mind map of the day. Yeah, and if I accomplish those tasks, it goes like this. Yeah. So, but this strategy is a crucial for decreasing decision paralysis, because through the day you don't need to think what to do.
Yes,
you
exactly.
have a plan.
Yes.
So
I do
and-
that on Sunday.
Because when we are switching our focus,
Yeah.
it drains the energy too. And during Sundays and sometimes Saturdays, I'll also have this plan, because if I'm, for example, traveling, I truly need to know when I should go to the airport or when I should start packing my stuff.
Yeah.
So I use this method through all my life. I know the method for 12 years now,
Yes.
and like 95% of days I use that.
Very good. And
Even
see,
today.
Even to that's
Yeah.
why you're living your book, right? And Yoi, the cool thing is that it goes back down to what Peter said, which is what are your goals for the year that are connected to your why, right? To the kind of life that you want to live. I know she's pregnant now, and she's gonna be having a second kid or third kid, right? So maybe
Congratulations.
Yeah, you wanting to be a great mom is actually a key goal, and then you wanting to serve your customer is a key goal. So every single month, you could break your goal into actions that will allow you to achieve that goal. And then in that month, that list of actions, you organize it into weekly. And then you end up with all the tasks. So if you do that, you're always doing things that is making steps towards your goal. And so your life will be so aligned and so motivated.
It's like pyramid.
Yeah.
On the top, there are values.
Yes.
There is the vision, and there are long-term priorities, short-term priorities, and at the bottom there are daily tasks. And if your daily tasks are connected with the highest why, your values, then you feel what is called sense of flow. You are in the present moment, and that's the way how you should stay motivated.
It's so true. And the thing is that when you plan in advance, and in fact, a little exercise I try, I do not know if I think you did mention in the book, which is the day before, I will already imagine the next day that the minute I wake up, this is the very first thing I do. So when I wake up, I have no excuse. I will just do it 1, 2, 3.
I prepare my mind map the day before. So I wake up and I know what to do, and I don't need to think. Because if you are thinking and if you have the paralysis by so many choices, at the end, it can drain all your energy, so you don't have energy to start at all. So then you are scrolling on social media, and then you are wasting another dopamine there. And you can be completely ruined after a few hours in the morning.
And then you feel so guilty, and then you start not sleeping.
And again.
Yeah.
And the more you procrastinate, So you watch one series, one episode of your favorite series, and you have regret. So you have another series there and another one. So that's why, for example, students, the day before an exam, they can go through, 10 episodes of their favorite series, because the more you regret, the more you procrastinate.
Wow, this is scary. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Okay. So GJ says, I appreciate the visuals. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, next one. Is procrastination linked to poor health? Ooh.
Exactly.
Is it?
Is it? Yeah.
Okay, tell us more.
So both, there is a lot of scientific evidence that, for example, if you have poor sleep, the next day you procrastinate more. And if you procrastinate more, you have poor sleep. And poor sleep is connected with worse health, even your physical health and mental health. So basically, the arrow is in both ways.
Yeah.
So if you have, for example, mental problems, if you have, for example, anxieties or depression, you procrastinate more, obviously, because you have worse sleep and you have less energy. But if you procrastinate, if you have worse sleep, you have much higher risk of anxieties and depression. So it reinforces itself. So there is a huge connection between poor health, not just mental, but even physical one. Because with physical health, it's the same. Yeah, if you have a poor physical health, it's more difficult for you to start to exercise, and you have lower self-esteem. So you procrastinate even more. And if you procrastinate even more, you have even worse health. So it's connected. And I think that you should start somehow and somewhere. And the best advice is to focus on exercise, but with those small steps, those 5 push-ups in the morning, and make a routine out of it. Like the daily morning routine is the best. So for example, my daily morning routine is my favorite green tea, my cold shower, and few push-ups or few minutes of exercise. And it can spark your energy, and everything then is easier. And of course, stand up with the first alarm clock. Don't snooze. This This is truly undermining our productivity and energy, because there is a study that the more you snooze, the less energy you have.
For the day.
Yeah, so don't snooze. It's the worst thing you can do in the morning.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna try it
Get up.
tonight. Tomorrow. No, actually, mine is a sleeping thing. So it's like one more episode. I'll go like 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna knock out and switch on the laptop and sleep.
Yeah, the day begins the day before.
Yes,
so
at night.
Yeah, so don't procrastinate going to the bed, and don't waste your time by scrolling before you go sleep. So
cool.
You should detox from social media 1 hour before.
Someone says, how do you maintain not falling back into procrastination in the long run?
Well, it's a $1 billion question, basically, because even though you understand all those science, you understand all those methods, even myself, sometimes I procrastinate. And I have to stop and rethink things again. And obviously, there is always the similar solution, like divide big tasks into small ones, refresh my vision, refresh my purpose. Sleep a lot. Yeah. Sometimes you procrastinate just because you are jet lagged, for example. You have a bad sleep because you are ill, or you are party a lot. So, for example, if you party a lot, the next day you procrastinate even more. And there is a beautiful study with fMRI, with the brain scan. And if people party, the next day, their higher cognitive centers are completely dark. So they are more like, truly like monkeys. They are evolutionary going backwards. So that's it. So if you don't want to procrastinate,
the clubbers out there. You can club on Friday nights, right? If you're not working on Saturdays, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes
I do that too. So I'm not perfect. So the subtitle of the book is not being perfect, but how to stop postponing and live a fulfilled life. A fulfilled life. So even some parties means that you live a fulfilled life.
Yeah.
So you have to find some balance and some mixture. I used to play in a punk band, so I love to be punk. I love to improvise. I often do crazy things, but still I love my order. So I always wish to myself to be a systematic punk, to be able to improvise, to do crazy things, but wake up early and to do my stuff in time.
This is such an eye-opener. Susan Ong says, energy low at night, how to stay awake to plan the next day task. You know, like how in sales, right?
No, then if you have low energy, just go sleep. And
do it the next morning.
Do it during the morning. So sometimes I also prepare the plan during the morning, because every minute of sleep counts, and you truly should sleep more than 6, 7 hours. On average, 8 is the best. So if you sleep less than 6, you have long-term serious problems in the future. Like you can truly undermine your health.
And the worst thing today I learned is that vicious cycle, that when you're not enough sleep, you're tired, you actually have chances of procrastination goes up, then you feel guilty, you get anxious, and then you get stressed, and then it just repeats itself.
Exactly, yeah.
Susan, the most important thing though, for those of you who really, you can't plan your day at night, yes, you can do it in the morning, but one of the bad habit I notice people do is that the minute they wake up, they check their phone and they go and read news, or they read emails, or they go to social media. So then you are living other people's day and agenda. So just remember to not access your phone.
That's crucial. Yeah. This is crucial because you have only one pool of dopamine.
Yes.
And if you drain the dopamine with social media in the morning, you lack the dopamine during the day. So don't use social media first 30 minutes.
No.
And
if
focus
you
on those positive habits in the morning. So try to exercise a few minutes, cold shower works.
Drinking water.
Yeah, drinking water, to meditate, few minutes. Everything works better than wasting your dopamine on social media. This is truly the biggest problem of today's world. Yes. Addiction on social media. We are all hooked on that. Me too. I'm also fighting with that. So everyone has the similar problem, because we all use the same Instagram, same TikTok, same YouTube, same Netflix. So we are all the same now. And the key dopamine is always chasing us.
Then the key is to just switch your phone into airplane mode. Or buy yourself an alarm clock so that your phone is not an alarm.
Don't have any notifications. I have no notifications.
Switch it off.
And because if you have notification and every like on social media distracts you, you are constantly distracted and you are losing your focus on what is important.
Christine says, sometimes we seek for perfectionism. In work, there are times we encounter different views of how a task should be done. How do we balance off perfectionism with procrastination?
Wow, this is truly to the point question, because me personally, I'm perfectionist. And the solution of overcoming the perfectionist procrastination is sometimes to forgive yourself. And again, there is a scientific paper about that if people can forgive themselves, in that study, they call it self-forgiveness. So if you are able to forgive yourself, then you procrastinate less. So
cool.
You have to somehow stop the circle of regrets. So sometimes if you fail, for example, I have a big party, I go sleep 4 a.m. I don't regret. I just forgive myself. I am okay. Sometimes it happens. And the next day, I'm trying to be better. But I'm not telling myself that I'm stupid. I'm not telling myself that I am a loser or that I failed. No, I didn't fail. I could do better next time. So forgive yourself. Self-forgiveness is crucial for fighting procrastination.
And another reason why people are perfectionists is because they're very afraid of feedback, right? They're afraid of criticism. So, but if we took on your perspective that everything is a learning opportunity, then we'll have less reason to procrastinate.
And it's mostly about your ego. So sometimes make fun of yourself. Don't take yourself too serious. Don't focus on what other thinks about you. Don't focus on likes or number of followers. Just be happy with yourself and serve others with your strengths. And that's it. It's easy. And if you fail, forgive yourself and start again. Do better. This is really easy.
More positive look.
In the US, they say it's simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
So it's simple. Yeah. It's vision, action. It's simple, but it's not easy. Yeah. And we all fail, and we have to start again and start again.
So don't beat yourself up. All right. Love yourself, forgive yourself, and then try again the next day. That's how we restart. Right. Restart every day. Janet says sometimes when we fail, we tend to be demotivated and we blame ourselves. There you go. That fear makes us procrastinate. How to deal with that? I think we talked about it already, right, Janet? Right? Anything to add on to this?
No, just remember, self-forgiveness is crucial for fighting procrastination. It's not obvious. Yeah, it's really counterintuitive. Like if you fail, you think that you have a discipline, so next time you have to push yourself. Yeah. You have to kick your ass. No. You are just completely okay with the failure. You forgive yourself. You are completely fine. No regrets. And the next time, be just slightly
I want to ask you something. Is it a European? because you are from Czech,
Prague,
right?
Yeah.
You're from
middle
Prague,
of Europe.
Middle Europe. Like, is that a European thing? That Europeans are more chill? Because Asians.
Well,
I don't speak for Asians. I speak for myself. We can be quite uptight and we want things to be perfect.
We live next to Germany, and Germany is also very strict and very pushy. Germany is like Asia. So our culture is very similar to German culture. People are very focused on results. Kids are pushed to study universities. Parents are truly very strict in terms of extrinsic motivation. So I think it's not like a European way.
So it's very comforting to know.
I think this comes from Buddhism. This comes from meditation, from Eastern meditation practice. So I love, for example, I'm not Buddhist, but I love Japanese Buddhism, Zen Buddhism.
Zen Buddhism.
So this is more based on Asian, long Asian tradition of meditation rather than a European style of living.
Yeah, and of all things, we should know this, right?
So in Asia, you should know that better than us. Yeah. But sometimes it's funny, like you have to go to America to learn to meditate.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to go to Asia to understand that goals are not the best thing to motivate yourself, the material goals, that you should find something deeper. So this is today's world. Like we are very similar, and doesn't matter where you live.
So beautiful. Oh, they're loving you, man. Yeah. Okay, no more questions. But we'll take more questions. You guys can talk to him and check him out. But we'd love to do book giveaway. Are you guys ready for a book giveaway? And obviously, there's a lot of insight, and beautiful pictures.
Signed copy. That's really important.
It's worth a lot. But I won't sell it.
It's not yet signed, but it will be.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. You see all the key things that he has shared inside. So this is how you win yourself a copy of Peter's book. All you need to do is go on social media, preferably Instagram or LinkedIn, and share your biggest takeaway from today, right? Based on today's conversation, what have you learned that really impacted you a lot, that resonated with you? Tag me tag
Yeah.
Peter.
Instagram or LinkedIn.
Yes, Instagram, LinkedIn, and then we will pick. In fact, he will pick. He's the author. He will pick the best 3 answers. So,
Okay.
Alistair, would you mind putting down in the chat box Peter and my Instagram handle?
Yeah, it's at Petr without second e.
Yes.
I use American version Peter, but it's Petr.
Petr.
So it's Petr.
There you go. Done.
LUDW. Oh,
Done.
there we are.
Yeah,
So
Claire.
yes, and we will choose the best.
3 answers.
And you get the
3
book
books, signed book.
with signature. Yes.
And Claire is asking, please come to Hong Kong. I'm actually taking Peter to Hong Kong in the coming month. So he's coming back to Asia. Please come back to Asia.
Yeah, in September I'm gonna be back.
Yes.
Now
So
I'm coming to Thailand and then Vietnam. So I have 2 more weeks in Asia. And I want to live more time of my life in Asia. So I'm going to be back in September.
It'll be so cool.
Whatever opportunities you have, we can meet, we can chat, we can do events together in Hong Kong, wherever. So just invite me.
Yeah, we'll be
I can
September.
help everyone to fight procrastination, even in Asia.
In Asia, oh, that'll be your mission. So my biggest takeaway from today is that, remember just now what Peter said about setting goals, right? That I feel my key takeaway from today is to stop setting goals and instead ask myself a more important question, which is what kind of life do I want to live that will make me happy? And a very nice way to think about it is to imagine that if this year is the last year of my life, how will I have want to live my life? And then plan around that.
And if that's true, I want to record the similar interview. This is my source of long-term motivation. I truly love these moments because this is unique. We didn't plan that 1 week ago. So, and this is the source of my positive feelings, to improvise, to focus on delivering value, and just be in a present moment, because this is the only moment that we live. So don't have a big goals. Focus on path rather than the destination. This is truly
because and during our first interview with the speakers,
tell the quote.
I shared with everybody this, that your outcomes is for the ego, but the journey is for the soul. Right. So I hope that you guys take away a lot of insight. Share with us on social media. Thank you so much for thank yourself for taking time to be here, because you have put in effort. So we look forward to see you guys really, really soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, my brother.
Hey, bro.
Thank you.